Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer Cooper with JKC Mobile Notary, and I'm so glad that you're here. We are here with another Innovators Interview. Today's interview is with Brian Klein, who produces really cool notary T-shirts. I had a really great time talking to him, and I hope that you enjoy this interview. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to JKC Mobile Notary's YouTube channel. We are here with yet again another NBB Innovator interview. I'm really excited to introduce you to Brian Klein. Brian, thank you so very much for being here today to talk about your innovation.
Thank you so much for having me, Jennifer. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I love talking to notaries who think outside of the box when it comes to what else they could do besides it. And for the record, I think business owners think like this. See something that might pique their interest and take steps to make that happen. In innovation in any form, I love it so much. And so I get excited to talk about people who are just doing that for themselves. And I love the NBB Innovator Spotlight that Jen came up with, because it gives people like you and me the opportunity to show what else we do besides being notaries. So
absolutely,
I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm just ready to get started and get to know you and your product. So, all right, before we get into your stuff, I'd like to ask, and I ask everybody, about your journey to becoming a notary. So what was your path to this awesome notary community?
Well, my background, most of my adult work life has been in contract food service management. So I used to manage food and beverage operations at stadiums, arenas, and convention centers.
Wow.
So but it was fun. It's one thing when you're, single, and when you're married and have a kid, working those nights, weekends, holidays, it's a pain in the behind. And obviously, as you can imagine, takes away from the family time. So I've done some other things since then. I stumbled upon the notary thing in, I guess it was late spring of 2019. I stumbled upon a Facebook ad, of all things, from Mark Wills's loan signing system course. And like a lot of stuff on the internet, you say, this is too good to be true, right?
Yeah.
So I researched them a little bit more, and then said, this is kind of intriguing. Looked into what I needed to do to become a notary here in Pennsylvania. Did that, took Mark's course, and that took my oath in July of 2019, and it was on a Friday when I had that stuff filed at the courthouse. And then that following Monday, I started getting calls, texts, and messages for loan closings. Yeah. And here I am. This July will be my 5th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really exciting. Yeah, ads from Mark Wills will pop up. I also went through LSS. And he does come across a little bit like a used car salesman sometimes, but I find that people, if they can get past that, a lot of people are really attracted to what he produces. And so I'm not surprised that it kind of caught your attention. So
yeah, he's got that big personality, that's for sure.
I stumbled upon notary work because of a friend, and then I found Bill. That's how I first, and I dug in research from multiple years before I pulled the plug. I probably found out about being a notary around the same time you did. Didn't until about, I took my commission. I got my commission in 2021, February. But like you, 5 minutes after I got everything filed, because I was still at the end of that rush of refis. I was the last year of that. My phone wouldn't stop. It was the weirdest experience, starting your own business and having you be profitable right out the gate. It's nuts.
I actually started doing the notary work around another part-time job. And then when COVID hit, it was nice because I had flexibility on both sides, that, I had to put in so many hours a week that I could make my schedule there, which was great with doing notary stuff, because, whenever the closings came about, I did those and then did my job around that. But it got to the point, once COVID hit and things shut down, my daughter was home from school, between the glut of refis that I was doing, and then trying to do my hours at the other job. And then my wife works from home as well. So trying to manage my daughter, homeschool, which is a huge task in itself. It got to be too much. And it got to the point where I was doing so much more in loan closings that I was making the part-time job. One of the three had to go.
Yeah.
So you can see
Yeah,
you can see by this
what choice
discussion
you make.
which
Yeah.
went bye-bye.
Well, you create notary T-shirts, correct?
I do, yes.
Hey, can you tell me a little bit about your T-shirt business?
So yeah, so I was thinking about, you know, doing some, what else can I do aside from just, the loan closings, the general notary work and all that stuff. You see so many people that have courses and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do another course. But I was looking around on primarily on Etsy, and I was looking because who doesn't love good t-shirts, right?
Yep.
Um, and nothing that I saw on there really caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
They felt, a lot of them felt generic to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, maybe I had a couple ideas that I had written down, and I'm like, well, maybe this is the way in. And then, doing the print on demand where you don't have to hold inventory,
Mm-hmm.
you work with the supplier. When the order comes in, they print, ships it directly to the client. I'm like, this might be the way to add another revenue stream to what I'm doing with all, the other notary stuff.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that towards, I guess since the summer of 2023. And then I should have started sooner because I got the store up and going on Etsy this January of 2024. I did miss the Christmas shopping thing, which kind of
Oh.
sucked, but
Make it
yeah, so
only
I got it.
happen.
I got it up and running after the holidays, and I figured, all right, I can, work out some kinks and slowly add designs up there, and hopefully, come holiday season 2024, the majority of the ideas that I have, I'll have them up there and ready to go.
Yeah. So you're on Etsy, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I did take a look at your shirts, and you're right. There are people creating notary stuff like that, but your shirts are different, Brian.
I try.
They're a little more graphic. They're a little bit more what's the word I wanted to use, and I saw them. I thought they're a little more fun. And for me,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everybody has a different perception of what they think is good t-shirt design, but I was specifically looking at your California notary t-shirt the other day. I think it looks really,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Thank you.
I like what you're doing. What other kind of designing have you done prior to t-shirts?
I've played around designing some t-shirts for fun in the past for personal use. Never anything to actually sell or anything, at least that I had ideas to sell, but nothing that actually got set up on a shop like this. So
Gotcha.
just playing around with it, and it takes time. I'm not gonna, the first couple designs that I had up there, it took some messing around with. I tried working with a designer that I had found online, and so the designs were similar, but they weren't great, or
Yeah.
as good as mine, I should say.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, the heck with this. I'll just start working on them myself, and just trial and error, man.
Yeah.
It's just, so the first, as you saw, the first series of shirts was the Notary Public with text with the state flag
Yeah.
on each. The next round of what I'm going to do, I'm going to incorporate each state's map, and
Oh,
the flag, that state flag is going to be fused in
into
with
the
the
map.
state. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I
Yep.
actually would like that better than just the map. I think it's creative. It's really
Yeah.
creative. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a handful of other ideas that, we'll get there. And, we spend a lot of time in the car. That's my time to think. And that's usually where the ideas pop into my head.
Right. Absolutely. I'm imagining that you did hope that adding this additional line of income from your sale of your t-shirts would provide some kind of supplemental income. Has it done that for you
Yeah.
yet?
It's done some, I haven't done a whole lot of marketing just yet, other than posts on my social media and stuff like that. So, obviously when you offered to do this interview here, that was like, all right, maybe I need to really start pushing the marketing a little bit more now. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Well, we're gonna put you out into my world. Have you had your interview with Bill yet?
it's coming up, I think May 1st.
He will put you into the notary world.
Oh,
And
I know.
so it's gonna, you better get ready.
I need to, yeah. Yeah. Need to push up getting some of those designs out there.
Yeah. So, how often do you develop new designs? Is it really just when it comes to you, or when you're thinking about it, or do you spend any kind of dedicated time looking for
I haven't. It's kind of come when I have free time,
Mm.
in between work and family and everything else. If I have some time in the evening, maybe I'll work on a couple designs, at night. But, yeah, it's pretty much been whenever I have the free time up to this point.
Gotcha. Well, you could only be an NBB innovator if you're a member of NBB. So,
Hmm.
did you find yourself in this community, and what does NBB being an NBB member mean to you?
Well, I had been parts of some other notary mentorship platforms, and um, let's just say NBB. I found that when I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it. Probably after reading one of Bill's books, I would think.
One of his
Probably
many.
when after I read the Sign and Thrive book, I think it was the first one that I had read by him.
Mhm.
So when I looked into this community from there, I just found it to be a lot more well-rounded, a lot more encompassing. Bill and Laura and Jen and everybody else that has given out the education there. It's a lot more all encompassing than
Yeah,
some of the other
complete.
platforms that are out
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's just, there's so much more value to it than some of the other stuff that I had been looking at or was a part of.
Do you find that the community is also more supportive? I've been a part of other communities too. I find this NBB to be extraordinarily supportive of each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Agree 100%.
awesome. Well, this is going to be a short conversation because I want people to go and look at your stuff. But the last
Sure.
question I'd like to ask you is, if you could, and I'm asking this year, I'm asking everybody I interview, if you could give a piece of advice to a new notary or just any notary, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to take chances. You kind of said something at the onset here, about trying to figure out what else you can do, and as business owners, they come up with an idea, they ponder it, they map it out, figure out how to put it to use or put it into action, I should say, and just if you have something out there, just why not give it a go and put it out there? If it fails, it fails. If it's a success, it's success. Even failures are learning opportunities for
They're your
everybody.
stepping stones. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's a great piece of advice because I think
Thank
that
you.
people are afraid to pull the trigger.
Hmm.
When I put my first course out, I was only 2 years into this business,
Okay.
but not every 2 year notary had the amount of training I had coming into that. And I felt like
Sure.
I was getting so many calls from new notaries from across the country because of my presence on the internet and in groups and stuff like that,
Hmm.
that this might make my phone stop ringing from people that aren't paying me,
Right.
with my questions. And so
Sure.
my first course was the Notary Business Essentials course. And it's not even a notary course, it's just a course to teach you how to start a business and all the
Yeah.
steps that people who have never been in business before don't know to take and the questions they don't know to ask. And it just,
It's a huge thing.
yeah. And so from there, I would have notaries say, hey, I loved your course. You should teach a course about this. And so my power of attorney course, my how to be a jail notary course, my California certificates, all of them bore out from people asking me to produce them.
Right.
Never in a million years, Brian, would I have thought at this stage in my career, would I be teaching online courses? But I did take a risk. I did step out. And I love that you gave that advice because now, are they enormously successful? No, but they give me constant repeat income that
Yep.
I was not expecting because they're online platforms. So people can go to them whenever they want.
Yeah.
So
It's a great feeling when you go to bed and you wake up in the morning and you got a couple emails there saying you have a new order.
yeah, it really is. And the work we do as notaries is fulfilling for me. That interaction that we have with people, this is different. Being able to
Hmm.
create something of your own and people saying, I like that, I want that, and I'll buy that. It's a different feeling. You're 100% right. It's a different
Yep.
feeling, a little bit addicting. And I think that's good for a business owner to have that kind of fuel to their fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. It's
absolutely.
really good to
Thank you
talk to you.
for having me on.
Yeah. I'm excited about your shirts. I'll be ordering some, and all of the information about you, your store link will be in the description. Your link to
Great.
your innovator site for NBB will be in the description. And
Awesome.
any way for them to contact you. If they want to do that, I'll put that in there too. And I wish you the
Perfect.
best of luck with this.
Thank you so much. And best to you as well, Jennifer.
Thank you, but please be looking for me with pictures, selfie pictures with your shirt on to help promote your shirt too, because I'm your shirt.
Absolutely. I'd
So
love it.
excited about
I'd love it.
it. All right, Brian, you have a good night. Thank you so
You do
much.
as well. And thanks,
See you
Jennifer.
later.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how many times I say it, but I love innovators. I love notary innovators, and I love it when they see something that they want to do and just go out and do it. And I hope that as a notary, you guys would get excited about Brian's products and check out his store. All the links that you need to find out about all of his stuff is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.